Nobody? Shouldn't you be with your own tribe or something?
My blood is mixed. My mother was Ungampe Pakani. My father is Absoluka. This mixture was not respected. As a small boy, I was often left to myself. So I spent many months stalking the elk people to prove I would soon become a good hunter. One day, finally, my elk relatives took pity on me, and a young elk gave his life to me. With only my knife, I took his life. As I was preparing to cut the meat, white men came upon me. They were English soldiers. I cut one with my knife, but they hit me on the head with a rifle. All went black. My spirit seemed to leave me. I was then taken east in a cage. I was taken to Toronto, then Philadelphia, and then to New York. And each time I arrived in another city, somehow the white men had moved all their people there ahead of me. Each new city contained the same white people as the last, and I could not understand how a whole city of people could be moved so quickly. Eventually, I was taken on a ship across the Great Sea over to England, and I was paraded before them like a captured animal, an exhibit. And so I mimicked them, imitating their ways, hoping that they might lose interest in this young savage, but their interest only grew. So they placed me into the white man's schools. It was there that I discovered, in a book, the words that you, William Blake, had written. They were powerful words, and they spoke to me. But I made careful plans, and I eventually escaped. Once again, I crossed the great ocean. I saw many sad things as I made my way back to the lands of my people. Once they realized who I was, the stories of my adventures angered them. They called me a liar, extravagant, he who talks loud, saying nothing. They ridiculed me, my own people, and I was left to wander the earth alone. I am nobody.
There's nothing I like better than this. Hierophant, Taurus, Uranus and Taurus. How you doing, Virgo? A Taurus messing with you? Could be. Coming in heavy. It is on your mind. And they've got their horns out. What'd you do? What happened? Are you guys in a relationship? Or is this a work person? Or is this just an adversary? So we get to see Dead Man from nobody's point of view. Who's nobody? Nobody's William Blake. It's just the other side of him. It's the side of him that's strong enough to see him through his quest. It's funny that we come back around and it's time for you guys to be the hermit again. What is it about this season? Why does Dead Man always fit? These retrogrades, man. You're gonna go deep internal. This video is gonna have to be black and white no matter what character I picked. But this isn't a character. We've talked about that before. This is me. A lot of confusion. You don't know what to do, especially regarding the Taurus. So what is Taurus also about? Venusian energy. Love. What's going on? King of Swords, Six of Cups. Air sign. Fated love. or star-crossed. Nine of Swords, Nine of Wands. Now things are getting interesting. So before, we caught him when he had been shot but wasn't quite dying yet. Now we see him and he's full on in and out of consciousness. He's dying. And nobody is trying in his own way to prepare him for the solitary journey. You ever wonder why when you have to go internal it has to be alone? Why can't you take anybody with you? Well, because whatever you need to go and find alone is the reason why you can't be with anyone. How can you go and find that thing with someone? The Chariot. So if you are also dealing with a Cancerian energy, also coming in very strong here. Man, you feel affected. You feel attacked. This Nine of Swords is real. But let's keep our heads, because the Nine of Swords and Nine of Wands transition is also real. It will get better. It will pass. I know it doesn't seem like it quite yet. But that Cancerian energy, that doesn't play. It's karma. Cancers love being the agents of karma. They love it. And if you have that going on right now, you may be in the Nine of Swords energy. If not yet, just stay on top of it. What do I mean? How do you stay on top of the Chariot card? You know basic right from wrong better than most. You also understand the gray better than most. You understand everything better than most. Apply it. Apply it to yourself rigorously without bias, as if you were looking at somebody else's life. And if you don't pass your own test, say you're sorry. If you don't pass your own test, start working on yourself so love can find you again and offer itself to you. If you don't pass your own test, become childlike and seek out those qualities now that will rehabilitate your character, whatever it is. It's just not impossible at all. You're so smart. You can do anything. But you have to do. This is not a card of doing. This is a card of being, but it's a kind of being that will only attract more of this kind of being. Why Nine of Swords? I mean, I can see how, like, there is a lot stacked against you here in terms of, you know, King of Swords, the Hierophant, Chariot. They're all cards of, like, no give, tough love, tough love. So if you feel like you're getting a lot of tough love right now, and you're, like, you know, trying to, like, button up and hide everywhere that you're bleeding out and just kind of, okay, let's pull it together. Because when they finally get to the village where they can make him the boat that is strong enough to take him across the mirror of water, he's, like, close to death. I mean, his eyes are rolling into the back of his head, everything that I was just doing. And there's this, like, really heavy, like, rock music playing. I just didn't play it because I don't think that you guys would be able to digest it. You have to, like, listen to it in context or it just sounds insane. Some of the soundtrack is amazing by itself, but that one particular part, it's really, like, scratchy because I think I'm assuming Neil Young wanted you to feel his confusion. You know, he's on the brink of dying, and yet he's being asked to stand up straight and look the part of, you know, the reincarnated poet and hero, you know, to hero of the movement, because his reputation at this point has preceded him, and he is known as this, like, vigilante killer of bad people. So at death's door, he is asked to pull it together once again and, you know, stand with dignity. And that's also just, like, a very Virgo thing, like, being able to pull that together like that when you're, like, fatally wounded and bleeding out. If anyone could do it, it would be you guys. So I get it. I got it before the card fell. Come on, of course I get it. But I also see this where you guys sometimes can just get stuck because you're Earth. You can sometimes get, that's not a read, that's just a fact. You can get stuck here. And it's like important for you to have the perspective perhaps of an air, mutable air, that's like, okay, but this is bigger than you think it is. There's a lot that can come of this if you look at it properly. If you look at it like, oh, this is wrong, 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 nothing is going to change. You're just going to sit there and you're just going to go crazy. But if you can in some way say, okay, that person may have done this, but I did this, or this person did that, but I also did this. And it's not just like a assault on the other person, like they're wrong, in your head, I mean, in your mind. It will become very easy to solve, and there might be some really beneficial moments in there actually for you. So it's not as bad as it seems, is what I'm getting at. But that's not giving you a lot of hope when I'm showing you that someone is acting like it's okay when it's really way worse than it seems. So, ha 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 ha. Mixed messages. How, Virgo? No, I'm not throwing shade. Again, I'm not throwing shade. My moon is just having fun. I'm just treating you like you guys treat each other. What's wrong? I'm just playing. Let's see. Page of Cups. I like it. Something being offered to you. Something nice. You have the Six of Cups here and the Seven of Cups. So confusion about love is getting less. We start with the Seven of Cups and then we go to the Six of Cups. You're getting clearer about things, but it's weird because you're getting clearer when the other person is getting super defiant. Wow, tables are turning. Virgo, what's going on? I didn't anticipate this. And this Chariot card's just sitting there staring at me like, you know what time it is. Karma Chariot rolling through. Look out, with the Hierophant at the helm and the King of Swords hanging off the side swinging. No wonder I'd be laying in bed like that too. I wouldn't be out here trying to do all this. But you're going to have to get up out of bed and you're going to have to do all this. I just gave you a visual representation of it. You're going to have to do it. Ain't that a bitch? Even when you're like dying, you still got to pull it together and look nice. We can relate. All right. We don't actually need any more cards. I just want to see what's going to come out. I'm just curious. Let's see. So, I'm just going to say it just because I feel like saying it. This is and will always be my fave. I love dress. I wish I could dress like this every day. If I could get away with dressing like this every day, I absolutely would. For sure, Z's. I think I'll just start wearing this all day long on Halloweens. Inshallah, forever. As long as I'm alive. All right, 9 of Pentacles, bottom of the deck, 2 of Cups, and the Lovers underneath. So, looks like that Venus retrograde is bringing some air energy into your life. And then the camera froze and I kept talking, and now I'll say it again. What I was saying was, when this comes back around, if you allow it back into your life, you have to realize that it may only be there to tie up some lesson. We don't want to get too heavily involved in something, even if it does seem super faded, even if it is the 6 of Cups and the 2 of Cups and the Lovers, and I get it, and then Destiny, oh, the Chariot as well, it's all meant to be, and then in 4 weeks from now you're like, oh my god, actually no, maybe not as much as I thought, wait a minute, I forgot this and that, and oh yeah, that's why we never, and oh my god, what did I do? And let's just hold on, let's just have the next few weeks be what it is. Take it calmly and don't get your feelings involved, even if it's with someone who you have like a lot of history with, even if it is this star-crossed lovers sort of, you know, I get it. I don't know why the camera keeps freezing like that. It's weird. But I get it. I get how you'll be compelled. I get how you'll feel like, oh my God, this is what's happening. I really feel like this is the job, this is the person, this is the thing. I'm so glad it came back around, or I really want this thing to come back around. I'm really going to reach out. Just take it easy. You're not going to see things clearly right now. There's retrogrades, but on top of the retrogrades, there's also this Uranus and Taurus energy. You're just not seeing things clearly. And you know that you're not seeing things clearly, but you can't help how compelling the feeling that boomerangs back in will be, how it will feel so faded and so right. And I'm telling you, in a couple of weeks, you don't want to be here again. Let's not just button it up, but let's go, like, get out of this and try to pull this bullet out. And I don't know if this is the way you pull the bullet out, but if it comes back around and you get to pull this bullet out, let's heal it after that instead of pushing it further in. Just be careful with the Cancer Gemini energy that comes back around. In terms of work, you need to focus, and I can see that right now it's hard for you. There is just so much on your mind, and it is not necessarily work stuff. I get it. But there has to be some external disciplining here of your mind, or else it's going to run away with you. And that's what the Seven of Cups is indicative of. It's like you're letting these confused thoughts run you. And if you keep going down this road, of course, where you can be Nine of Swords or Nine of Wands, you're going to end up being Nine of Swords, because you're letting this Seven of Cups energy really get to you. It's a confusing time, but the way you choose to use it is what's important. And it's a confusing time, added to which confusing people and confused feelings. So, not the time to do anything but observe. I would much rather you observe from outside, even if you can't see the wands, than sitting in your bed with your head in your hands. You'll be able to see a little bit more. And we need you with your eyes open right now, not hiding in your sadness. Go internal, find what's going on with you, but don't hide in that sadness and solitary place. Take what you need from it and come back, so when you deal with this, perhaps this is the internal journey, this love coming back around, this thing from the past. It doesn't even have to be love. Perhaps this is part of the internal journey, but you can't take anybody with you there, and you can't expect anybody to meet you in your cave like that. Your cave is not meant for anyone but you. This quest is not for anyone but you. And it's great to have partnership and feel like you're a part of something, and feel like someone can't be without you and you can't be without someone, but you need to be very realistic about what it is that this is, what it was in the past, what you don't want it to be again, and what you could actually possibly contribute.
Hi Virgo. As you can see, there's 3 9s here. So we have all these other questions, right? We're looking here at the confusion. This may be confusion concerning money, maybe confusion just in terms of stability and security. And then you have this just unyielding air energy. And there is some karmic connection to the air energy. And I feel like you're the one who's trying to reach back out. And that brings us to this triumvirate right here. If you are going through it right now, Virgo, first of all, things are going to get better. Second of all, there's so much that has not been revealed yet, but your instinct might be right that you have to somehow be the catalyst. Because the Chariot is a card of rushing and taking initiative. The Gemini card is also a card of taking initiative and quick movement. Mercurial, mutable air. It's all about initiative and the movement. And then you have yet another Lovers card. So 6 of Cups, the Lovers, and the 2 of Cups. Now let's look at those 3 in relation to these 3. It's all tied together, Virgo. Sure, let's do a little bit of the extended. Sure, working is a great way to deal with it, but I don't think that instinct within you to reach out is going to go away. I think you want a little chaos in your life. I think you need a little chaos in your life. And I think that your instincts are telling you that if you actually go with it and give in to the chaos, that you might find real happiness. But the risk required is great. And I think that's why you have this 7 of Cups confusion here, because the risk is great and you know where the risk will lead you if you open this can of worms again. But what I find fascinating is, Virgo, I don't think you have a choice. It doesn't seem here like your misery will let up. It doesn't seem like your mind is letting you just be. It's just hounding you all the time. And it's because it doesn't want to be confused anymore. It wants answers. It wants to know why certain things aren't happening. And so you're going to find yourself explaining yourself to your own mind. It wants answers from you. Why can't we be happy? What did you do? What do we have to do to fix this? That's a big Virgo thing. Let's fix it. Well, it has to do with raising your level of value in your own eyes. But it also has to do with understanding the value and appreciating the value of others before it's too late. And it also has to do with it being time, and so you need to open your eyes. If that means you need to take initiative, that means you need to go seek that person out, that's up to you. But at the very least, you need to become aware of all the wands that are sitting right behind you, and perhaps less aware of all the swords that you don't necessarily need to be staying all night awake thinking about. I know that's never a choice. I'm just trying to illustrate the difference. So, Virgo, that is your general reading. I'm going to do the extended right now. We go all the way to the bottom of the deck. We do all of them and read it like a story. It's super fun. It's very popular. We've been having a really good time with it. Yeah, there were a few glitches in this video, the black and white part. Hopefully it's nothing too bad. And I hope you guys liked it. Like I said, it is my favorite. I love it so much. And I love you guys so much. I'll see you in November, and I'll see you in the extended. Bye!